Alright, what's up guys? Universal Mastery. So in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is 3 major things that you're going to have to give up in order to raise your vibration. So listen up. Okay, so the first thing that I want to get into about this is there's many things that you're going to have to give up in order to raise your vibration. And what I call that is, I call that sacrifice, okay? I call that making sacrifices. Now it's very interesting because as life progresses, as you go through these different changes, these different seasons, these different spheres of initiation, as I like to call it, you're going to have certain things that you're going to have to give up for certain seasons, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to give these things up forever. Now on the back end, there are going to be certain things that you're going to have to give up forever, probably. So what I'm going to be talking about is the major 3 things that you're going to have to give up. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to have to give up is you're going to have to give up your social circle. Okay, meaning that if you're involved in a social circle and it's a bunch of different people and you've been in this social circle for more than a couple years and you all hang out, like, let's say 3 times a week or somewhere around that time, all the time consistently, if you're doing that and you're noticing that there's not much of a change that's happening in your life and around you, then that is a very, very, very clear sign that you're trapping yourself inside of this social circle entrapment, meaning that there are certain things that you're not allowing yourself to let go of because you're partaking in this social circle. Okay, there's certain things that you need to let go of, certain things that you can't be around anymore in order to experience a brand new side of life. Okay, so that's the one major tip that I want to give you when it comes to the 3 things that you need to let go is your social circle. You have to be okay with the fact that you can let these people go. I know you may love them, I know you may have strong connections with them, but let them go because it's for your own good. And you will start to realize when you let them go, and I'm telling you this from my own experience, that not all of them are going to be gone forever. Some of them are going to understand that you need to essentially leave the nest. You need to jump off and fly with your own wings. And that's how you're going to find out who your true friends are. And I'm telling you this now, there's going to be some people that are in your social circle that don't want you to leave, and they really want you to be there with them because you're providing them a crutch. You're giving them a distraction, a reason for a distraction so that they don't do what they're supposed to do in life. And because they can pull you into that social circle and have you pulled down with them, it makes them feel better about being in that social circle. So you might find if you leave your social circle, that social circle may crash and it may crumble and there may be none of it left. Maybe you were the thing holding it together, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you leave and they all still hang out together and they still do the same things. But I will tell you this, if you go down your path and you follow the road you're supposed to follow and leave that social circle, you'll check in, let's say years down the road, and you will notice that every single person in that social circle is still doing the exact same thing, but they're going to be talking about, oh, we're going to do this, or I'm going to be this successful, and I'm going to do this, when the truth is they're living in a literal fantasy. They're not. They're all feeding each other lies, and they're sacrificing their own success. See, there's many ways to make sacrifices. There's sacrifices that you can make a sacrifice to live a life that's shitty, right? You can sacrifice your own destiny, your own purpose, your own path, your own journey to live a shitty, mediocre life. And there will always be this soul longing for what am I missing if you choose that path. or you can sacrifice the old, pursue your goals, pursue your dreams, pursue your road. And yes, it does start off lonely, but you get to know yourself. Okay, you get to really build a relationship with yourself, and that's the most important part. So when you pursue that, then you're sacrificing the old and you're moving in a whole nother path, and you will realize that social circle was the thing that was holding you back. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to let you know. If you let that go, your vibration will immediately raise. I mean, you will lift all the way up in vibration, big time. You'll start to notice things around you are much more divine and meaningful, okay? Now, the second thing that you have to let go of in order to raise your vibration is you have to let go of laziness. Okay, you have to let go of sitting around all day not doing anything. Okay, you have to let go of maybe it's playing too many video games. Unless you're making a career out of it, unless you take it serious and you study how to, live stream yourself, and you're studying the niche of the game that you're in and how you can, produce content that other people want to see. Unless you're doing that, if you're just sitting around playing video games and you're being lazy, then you have to sacrifice being lazy. You have to literally get off your ass and go into the real world, or go outside, or do something and get into some form of momentum, get into some form of movement, so that you can start to see what life really has to offer. And when you get into momentum, when you start moving around, once again, you start to notice certain things in your life. You start to notice there's certain signs. Like, you might be thinking like, oh man, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, why am I here? I'm always bored. I'm always lazy. Like, but if you go outside, if you start to just get out and move around, you don't have to hang out with anybody. Just get out, move, get into situations that you've never been in before. Like, just go to certain places that make you feel good, and just walk around there, and you'll notice like little things. Like, the world will show you signs. Like, that's the biggest thing that I learned on my path, and that what I'm continuing to learn is that everything is a reflection of self. Like, I learn the most through the world around me, whether that's through people, whether that's through nature, whether that's through just random signs passing by on trucks or license plates on cars, all these things. Like, I see signs everywhere. Okay, verbal signs from other people. Like, they'll say things that they should have no idea about in my life, but I know that because I was outside, because I took that initiative and went outside and went to this certain place, that I just happened to divinely run into this person that just happened to give me the next piece of the puzzle to my entire puzzle. So that's how it works. So you have to sacrifice being lazy. And I want to give you another tip. When it comes to laziness, that's draining. That's the most draining. You might think like, oh, I don't have energy to go outside. I don't have energy to, exercise. I don't have energy to do these things that you're talking about, like get a job and get out in the real world. I don't have energy to do any of this stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. The more that you say you don't have energy to do these things, the more you're draining yourself on a subconscious level, because there is an inner drive, an inner fire, a spark within all of us that wants to pursue something, that wants to move through something, that wants to achieve something. Okay, and that's what I like to call purpose. And if you resist that and you fight that urge, you're literally draining yourself on a subconscious level, and that can cause a lot of harm. Okay, so you'll notice you might be like, why am I so tired? I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sitting around all day. And then that's the reason right there. Okay, so the second thing that you need to let go of, or you need to cut out of your life to raise your vibration, is laziness. Okay, now the third tip to raising your vibration, the third thing that you're going to have to get rid of and stop doing, just put an end to it completely, is eating unhealthy on a consistent basis. Okay, so I understand none of us are perfect. None of us eat a totally perfect nutrition. Okay, none of us eat like the total, a total perfect diet. None of us are perfect when it comes to that. We all have times where we go outside. We all have times where we hang out with friends. We all have times where we splurge a little bit. And that's important. Make sure that you balance it. But if you get stuck in the habit and you get stuck in the trap of eating unhealthy like every night, let's say, like there's a period in the night where it's like I eat this, and then it like this certain time hits and you're like, okay, now it's time for me to get the Sour Patch Kids or the cookies or whatever, like, and you just have this certain addiction, this certain time where it's like it creeps up on you and you're like, I need this at this time right now. And you can even try and resist it, and then it comes in your mind and you just have such a hard time resisting it. You're gonna have to break that cycle, because your nutrition is very key. You want to have at least 3 to 4 days out of the week where you try and nail a healthy diet, meaning get a lot of greens, get a lot of good sourced foods, get a lot of healthy, nutrients dense foods. This is something I talk about all the time, but things in the nature of kale, things in the nature of anything plant-based, and then make sure you get your protein as well. Make sure you're eating like fish. Okay, make sure you're eating some chicken here and there. Just make sure you balance it out. But the main key that I have to say is make sure you're getting greens in your diet. Specifically, kale is an amazing green. Make sure, go ahead, get some juices. Drink beet juice. Beet juice is amazing. These things will literally change your insides. Okay, it will literally nourish your stomach, your guts, all those things, and it will turn you into a more vibrant creature that you are. So, I know you've heard the saying, you are what you eat. That is very, very, very true. So you want to make sure that what you're eating is good sourced. Okay, you want to make sure it's coming from a good place, because then that is going to raise your vibration. Okay, that's going to make you feel better, and it's going to make you operate in life a lot more effectively, rather than having this addiction to one certain thing that's is causing you to be lethargic, is causing you to gain weight, and you just shouldn't be having it. You just know. And remember, balance is okay, but you just know there's this one thing that's like, man, I need to get McDonald's because it's early and I have no other way to get breakfast. Well, just fast and wait until lunch. It's a little sacrifice, but it makes a huge difference. And then you'll be telling yourself, that made sense. That's exactly why I made this sacrifice. You'll start to realize that the reason why you eat when you don't want to eat like unhealthy foods is because you want to feel better. Okay, that's literally the main reason, because these foods have an emotional attachment to it. It literally makes you feel better. But then after you eat it, you start to feel worse. So it's like a heightened thing. It makes you feel really good. And then when you're done with it, it goes way down. So you want to get in the habit of eating healthy foods, because the healthy foods itself are going to make you feel good. It might not taste good in the moment, like while you're eating it, you might not be like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, it all depends on how you cook it. I cook it so it tastes really good, so I enjoy it. I season it up really well. I do all that stuff. I have a video about keto. I'm a big advocate for keto, and I'm a big advocate for eating vegetables and anything good sourced. Anything good sourced. So go check out that video. You can find it somewhere in my videos. I didn't make it too long ago, but it has a lot of value in it. But yeah, I'm not going to go too in depth with that, but it's those little things. Those foods can make you feel better, and then you're gonna be a happier person. You're gonna be you're gonna have more clarity. You're gonna be more clear-minded. You're gonna know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you're just gonna feel better. Okay, you're gonna understand life more. You're gonna understand why things are happening the way they're happening, and that makes everyone more confident. Okay, and with confidence comes better feelings. With better feelings comes quicker manifestations with whatever you're trying to accomplish or achieve. So that is the 3 things that you're going to have to give up in order to raise your vibration. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you drop down in the comments below if you have any questions. I will engage with you. I engage with everybody that comments on my videos. Feel free to add me on Instagram, JER_477. You can send me a direct message and I will reply to you there as well. And make sure you guys check out my merch. I'm wearing it right now. These are symbols of power. You can harness the energy. Whenever someone looks at the symbol, it charges it with a certain type of energy. Okay, and you can harness it because you're wearing it and because you understand the intention behind it. You know you're wearing a symbol of power, and this is a real ancient symbol of power, so ancient that the subconscious mind knows exactly what the symbols mean on it, even if you don't fully consciously understand what they mean. So go check out the merch. It's going to be the first link in the description. But other than that, I'm going to catch you guys later, and peace.